This video was sponsored by Tyfoto, affordable camera filters guaranteed for life. More on that after the video. Did you know that there are some features on the EOS R that you cannot use unless you have an RF lens attached? Now, that was something I found out after getting my first ever RF lens, which also happens to be the cheapest one, the RF 35mm f1.8. So I'm going to cut to the chase. The first thing that you can do with a native RF lens that you cannot do with an EF to RF mount adapter setup is to have the distance scale show up on your screen when you are in manual focus. And I've also noticed that none of the RF lenses have a physical cutout window on the lens itself to display the distance scale like you would find on many of the EF lenses. So I guess this digital distance scale overlay is to compensate for the lack of that. And I do actually kind of prefer this over the traditional physical scale on the lens barrel because it's overlaid in your frame, so you don't have to look away while you're framing up your shot and you wish to read the focus distance. And about the fact that this feature is only possible with RF lenses and not EF lenses, I think that has something to do with the 4 extra contact pins of the RF mount versus the EF mounts, so that facilitates more communication between the body and the lens, which I think is required for this feature. And the next feature is a bit of an odd one. It's a high-speed display for high-speed continuous shooting. You cannot enable this unless you have an RF lens mounted, and you must be in high-speed continuous shooting mode, and your autofocus mode must be in servo mode. So with the high-speed display feature disabled, your screen is going to refresh at the same rate the shots are fired. And with it enabled, you do get a noticeably higher refresh rate. Now it's still not butter smooth, but it's definitely less choppy than before, and it will help if you're shooting fast-moving subjects. I just don't quite understand why this would only work with RF lenses though. Next up is the control ring. Every single RF lens has one, so apart from just a zoom and a focus ring, there is an additional fully digital ring on the lens barrel, which means it's also fully configurable. Now this is a lens feature that I really do quite appreciate because it's so intuitive and I do find it to be very convenient. I personally set the ring on my unit to control the ISO value simply because changing ISO on the EOS R is not exactly the most straightforward thing, but you can also configure it to adjust your shutter, aperture, or also exposure compensation. But you can technically still get this feature with EF lenses by purchasing the $200 EF to RF mount adapter with a control ring on the adapter itself, which is actually double the price of the standard adapter without the control ring. But that's the only way, as far as I know, that you can get that extra ring without actually using an RF lens. And the last RF exclusive feature is one that I wished every single focus by wire lens has, and that is the ability to set the manual focus response of the lens to one of 2 modes. Either varying the drive proportional to the rotation speed, which means the faster you turn the ring, the more aggressively the motor moves the lens, or having a constant focus throw by linking the position of the focus to the rotation degree of the focus ring, which mimics a typical lens that manual focuses mechanically. I personally very much prefer the second option. I just find it so much more easier to manual focus that way, especially for video. Unfortunately, all of Canon's STM lenses in the EF mount lineup are focused by wire, and none of them can be set to behave during manual focus like a normal lens. So I'm glad that this is at least an option with the RF lenses. Again, I just wish this was something that every single lens had. Now, the point of this video was not to justify RF glass or to convince you to ditch all your existing glass and get RF glass because you get bonus features. It's just to inform you of some additional features that you can expect from your EOS R body if you choose to get yourself some RF glass. But if you do, you might want to consider getting some filters to use with it. Now, you might remember Tyfoto, our sponsor for this video, from some of my previous videos, which you can find here. They make quality filters that are covered with a lifetime warranty, including accidental damage. So yes, you can get it replaced even if you accidentally cracked it yourself. They have a wide range of filters, including circular polarizers, variable NDs, 10-stop NDs, and also UV filters that have a multi-resistant coating, which I really love. So if you plan on getting a filter, I'll leave some links below where you can get them from. You can also use the coupon code ZProductions for 15% off your order. So that's it for today. If you enjoyed today's video, do consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon for more videos just like this. And I'll see you in the next video. But until then, here's another video of mine YouTube thinks you should watch. Or if you don't like computers telling you what to watch, here's one of my latest videos.